Our work with the human rights field was not easy at all. We went through many challenges and many difficulties in the two last decades. Challenges because the political will of the oppressive regimes was against human rights in general, and it was challenging really to work in a very hostile environment. And for me and for my friends from the Arab human rights movement, we faced many problems dealing with the security institutions, dealing with the political ruling parties. This was kind of challenges for us. Second big challenge was about the culture, our culture, and it was not easy to introduce human rights concepts, the universality of human rights concepts in our region. And the resistance was not only the resistance of ordinary people, it was also the resistance of the some representatives of the elites in the Arab countries. And I think that it was very difficult to convince some representatives of political parties, of even some writers, to convince them of the universality of human rights because of the legacy of the political discourse based on the nationalism and also on the closed discourses, political discourses. These kind of challenges we faced, and also we've been under attack for our relations with the international networks, human rights networks, under attacks for our work to develop networks between human rights activists from the Arab countries and African countries. But in spite of all these problems, I think that the Arab human rights movement succeeded to have some achievements, to achieve some, I think, some important success. First, to introduce the human rights culture in the Arab countries, and to challenge the political, social, and cultural discourses based mainly on authoritarian concepts and authoritarian practices. And I think that we succeeded, for example, to challenge all these discourses by introducing the right of women's rights, by developing work about minorities, about the personal rights. This was a real challenge for us, but I think we achieved a kind of education activities. The second, I think, big achievement was to challenge to analyze the mechanisms of authoritarian regimes and to demonstrate that these regimes are not so solid, and that we can challenge them. We can challenge them through developing civil society organizations, through developing the political culture within the trade unions, with the political parties. This also was part of what we achieved. I think the third thing also was to resist. This was one of the main achievements, to resist, to survive. And I think that we developed, we spent a lot of time developing strategies, tactics on how to survive, how to protect our organizations, how to develop some relationships with normal people, and make people protect our work, believe in our work, and protect our work. I think that this kind of achievements, of course, we've been always faced by a kind of discourse trying to tell people that we are just a group of people working on very foreign ideas and strange ideas for our societies, but the revolutions in the Arab countries and what all these kind of waves of change, I think that demonstrate that the human rights, our work was not strange to our to societies, and that we demonstrated that the human rights culture, the human rights concepts, the democratic concepts are not strange to our societies.